Hello and welcome to this hamstring strength and flexibility class. I'm Doris and I'm guiding you through this class today. And it'll be a class where we focus a little bit on flexibility, which is quite dominant in a yoga practice, especially for the hamstrings, but we also want to get some hamstring strength in. It'll be also for the glutes, for the hips, for the whole body, so it will be a wholesome class altogether. And I recommend if you have some blocks, that would be great, or perhaps you can build sort of a height about this level, maybe with some books that you can rest on. I think it really helps to give you a little bit of elevation and support for a pose and a sequence that we'll be doing, and then get everything ready, and then I'll see you on the mat. All right, so I invite you to find a seat, or perhaps you want to lie down to start with, just to briefly check in with yourself, just noticing how you're feeling. Connecting to the breath. And perhaps you want to place a hand on the belly, or maybe both, or one on the heart space. Breathing in consciously. Checking and seeing how you're feeling in this very moment. And perhaps there's an affirmation or a focus of this class that you'd like to sort of make the centerpiece apart from the physical practice. Allowing the shoulders to be relaxed. Face is soft. Maybe you want to gently move your jaw from left to right just to loosen it up. Places that we tend to tense even though we don't need to. Gifting yourself one more breath in and breath out. And slowly letting go, releasing of this brief meditation to start with. And then just to begin, warming up the wrists here, to circling the hands, the wrists. Because we'll be spending the beginning of class on our wrists, and we just want to warm them up, changing direction of your circle. And if you find that it's too much, you're more than welcome to use fists. Or just pause, skip, just do whatever you need to, but especially with the wrists, changing direction once again, we want to be very gentle. And one more change of direction. And release, just maybe massaging your forearms, massaging your wrists, your hands. And then imagining that you've got some water drops on your nails, on your fingertips, and just spraying them away. Great. Then I invite you to find a tabletop, and you'll be needing a little bit of space on either side. So just so you're aware of that. And if you want to prop up the knees, you're more than welcome to do so. Maybe place something underneath them. And then once you've found your tabletop here, starting to extend the right leg out so that the toes are pointing forwards. You're more than welcome to keep a bend in that knee. And as we're starting off, perhaps you want to just shift your weight to the front and to the back. Pressing the foot firmly down. And finding your center here again, your alignment. And then we're starting with some cat-cow as you inhale, dropping the belly, gaze forward. And exhale, rounding from the pelvis. Inhale, dropping the belly. And exhale, rounding into your cat. Yeah, perhaps you find that there's a little bit less mobility than you're used to here. That's because we added this extension of the right leg, changing the position of the pelvis, and working with different mobility and flexibility here. Another breath in. And another breath out. Finding your center again, aligning your hands with your shoulders and pressing that foot once more firmly into the ground. And then from here, I'm just going to walk a little bit more to the front. Walking the left hand and the right hand over next to the left knee. Opening the right arm towards the sky. Pressing the hand firmly into the ground. You're more than welcome to use your block here to support your left hand as we already have it. Perhaps you want to extend that right arm more into a diagonal, opening up the heart space, maybe gazing towards the sky. Opening the right side body. Then from here, maybe bringing the left hand a little bit more towards the left and then coming onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Reaching that right arm now towards the sky. And then we inhale to lift the right leg, perhaps flexing or pointing the foot. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Lift. Lower. One more time. And perhaps we keep it lifted here. And you might feel some shaking. That's just your prana, your energy flowing through your body. And then from here, perhaps you want to bend that right knee. Maybe the right hand grabs the right foot, drawing the right shoulder blades towards the left, opening the chest here. Another breath in and out. Releasing the right foot back down, right arm towards the sky. Grounding that right foot down. Inhale. And exhale, we swoop the torso up. And then find the right hand on the right leg for gate pose here, opening the left side body now. Perhaps you can create a little bit more space in the right side of your body here. And that right knee can be bent or it can be extended, whatever you prefer. Breathing in and out. Releasing the left hand down. And then bringing the right knee to join the left. Finding a seat, or perhaps you'd like to take a child's pose here. Allowing yourself 3 breaths to center yourself again and just notice how you feel. And if you're in a child's pose, I invite you to come back into tabletop. And once you've aligned and found your tabletop here, stretching the left foot out to the side, toes pointing forward. Again, that left knee might be bent or it might be extended. And just to playing a little bit with our weight here, shifting the weight more into the hands, more into the knee. Pressing the foot down firmly. Few more times. And finding the alignment of shoulder to wrist, and then inhale, dropping the belly, gaze forward, and exhale, rounding the spine for your cat. And meanwhile, we keep the foot pressed down and allow the breath to guide us. Another inhale and another exhale. Finding your neutral tabletop, and then we slowly walk the hands again towards the right side, placing them next to the right knee, and reaching the left arm towards the sky, or perhaps you want to stretch it more over the head for a little diagonal stretch, maybe opening the heart, perhaps gazing towards the sky or the ceiling. Feeling the length in the left side of your body, but also not forgetting about the right side of your body. Then I invite you to reach the left arm up. Perhaps walk the right hand a little bit more towards the right. Come onto the left fingertips. Inhale to lift the foot and exhale, lower. Lift and lower. Working with flexing the foot perhaps to engage more of the hamstrings. Last time. And then we inhale to stay here. Again, if you're shaking, so am I, that's fine. It's just part of life. It's part of the energy that's buzzing through your body. And then perhaps you want to bend the left knee, left hand finds perhaps the left foot. And we open the heart, shoulder blades draw together. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Extending the left arm and the left leg again. Finding the sole of the left foot towards the ground. Taking a breath in and coming up into this horizontal position and then sinking right down towards the left leg. Reaching the right arm up. Again, not forgetting about the left side of your body. We don't want to collapse here completely. We want to find sort of a compromise between both sides. Another inhale and another exhale. Slowly lowering the right hand down. Left knee joins the right. And then feel free to position yourself again on the mat to find a child's pose. And perhaps you'd prefer a seat here. 2 full breaths in your child's pose or seat. Slowly rolling back up, finding another tabletop, and just making sure you have your blocks ready here at the top of your mat. Right, on the highest level, tugging the toes under, lifting the pelvis. Once you're ready, feel free to pause the video if you need to set something up. Perhaps you want to shake your head in your down dog. Feel free to keep a generous bend in the knees, or perhaps you want to walk your dog. Or maybe you want to throw in a vinyasa. It's completely up to you. We take another inhale and another exhale. Slowly walking the feet towards the top of the mat. Finding a dangling position. Feel free to keep the feet at hip width apart. Maybe you want to grab the elbows and just sway left and right. Releasing the neck. Releasing the head down. Breathing consciously. Gently releasing the arms and then finding the blocks to support your hands so that they're about in line with your shoulders here, roughly. A lot of hair in my face. And keeping a little bit of space between the hands and the feet, so we want to have a long torso, and then just walking your legs here, bending one knee at a time. Extending the other leg as you bend. Keeping the neck nice and long. Finding stillness now in your supported half forward fold. And then from here, we want to perhaps walk the hands a little bit further out, so there's a bit more length in the torso. And then lifting the right leg up, keeping the toes pointed down. So we don't want to open the hip just yet. So keeping the toes pointed down. Turning the hip in. Maybe bending into the left knee and extending it again. And finding your standing half splits, now opening the hip, so that the toes are pointing now towards the right. And then perhaps the right hand finds the sky, maybe not, sometimes it's a little shaky. Pushing the left hand into your support. And then we curtsy. No, just kidding. We find our way back. Sometimes I just end up in a little curtsy here just because I drop a little bit back. It's all part of the practice. Perhaps you want to shift into the hips, into the hands here again, playing with your weight. And then we switch side, slowly lifting the left foot off the ground. Having the toes pointing down. And then maybe bend the right knee and extend. Bend and extend. And then from here, perhaps opening the hips. And maybe the left arm reaches towards the sky. Just playing around with your balance. It's a play, it's not like a static thing. And then returning into your forward fold, letting go of the blocks, maybe dangling here. And so if you were a little bit wobbly or maybe felt like me, it's all a practice, it's all part of the practice. I practiced this morning and it all was pretty steady, and now it's wobbly, and you know, there could be frustration, and I understand if there is any frustration, but perhaps you just find an attitude where there's a lot of understanding and a lot of acceptance and just simply love towards yourself and towards the practice. From here, you can keep the blocks, perhaps you want to use them again. Placing the hands down onto the ground, stepping the right foot between the hands and the left leg back. We find our low lunge, gazing forward, perhaps keeping the left knee lifted just for a second, and then placing it down towards the ground. You can tug or untug the toes, whatever you prefer. And if you have the blocks, it can be really nice to have a little bit of support and gain a little bit of length here. Yeah, but you could also just have the fingertips on the ground. Perhaps you want to pat that left knee, have something underneath it for support. If you like to, you could reach your arms up towards the sky. And then if you're on the ground, or if you have the arms up in the sky, taking a breath in, and then starting to shift your weight back, extending the right leg, perhaps pointing the right toes up, and then inhale to sink down again. Exhale, extend. Just playing with your breath, with your balance. And finding your lunge, placing the hands down, lifting the left knee up as you tuck the toes under, stepping back, downward facing dog. Perhaps you want to throw in a vinyasa, perhaps it's 2 breaths in child's pose. It's completely up to you. And from our downward facing dog, stepping the left leg forward, just keeping the right knee lifted, just gazing towards the front, and then lowering down. Again, you could have your blocks of support, can be really nice. Or perhaps your fingertips find the ground. Again, you might want to pat that right knee now, keeping the fingertips down, or maybe you want to rise up, strong glutes. Taking a breath in, and exhale, we extend again, reaching the arms down, perhaps inhale up. Exhale, extend. Just playing a little bit here with your low lunge and what is considered half splits. Last time. And then finding your low lunge again. Gazing towards the front. Tugging the right toes under, lifting the right knee, step it back. Downward facing dog, last call for vinyasa, whatever you'd like to do in your downward facing dog. And then we eventually find a seat or perhaps a child's pose. Relaxing the shoulders and the face and just noticing how you feel. Perhaps there's a lot of heat in your body. So we give the breath some time to stabilize itself. And then gently shifting the weight onto one side so we can extend the legs out in front. And for forward folds, it can be really nice to have a little bit of support underneath your bum. So maybe you want to fold a blanket or just roll up your yoga mat a little bit. So that's just that bit of support. And then we extend the right leg forward and we bend the left knee in. Flexing the right toes. If you want to keep a bend in that right knee, that might be really nice for your back. Reaching the arms up towards the sky, and then from here just keeping the arms alongside the ear, just starting to pulse forward and back. Just finding our range here, because we tend to move a little bit too far with our arms or with our upper back, but we really want to move from the lower back. Another pulse. And the next time you're pulsing down, just finding your forward fold here, keeping the right toe flexed. So you want to push the heel away and pull the toes in. It really doesn't matter where your hands are. And we want to bring belly to thigh and nothing else. And even that can be perhaps an idea for the future, or maybe just sort of a guideline of where we want to go. Pushing the left knee, the left thigh down. Another breath in. And another breath out. Gently rolling back into an upright position. And then if you're sitting on something, I'd recommend to remove that briefly from your pelvis. And then we want to try and lift that right leg up, and that can be quite challenging. So pushing the left knee, the left thigh down, lifting the right leg up and down, perhaps 5 times in total, trying to not lean back too much. And last time. Great. Switching sides, extending the left leg, folding the right knee in and pulling the right sole of the foot towards the inner thigh. Again, you might want to lift the pelvis here. We're flexing the toes, reaching the arms up towards the ears and next to the ears and up towards the sky. Maybe bend that left knee in, and then we start to pulse here. And it's very possible that this leg is different. For me, this is the leg where I don't have so much range of motion. So I just know that it's going to feel and be different. For you, it might be the other way around, and perhaps you don't feel so much of a difference. And then for your next pulse, we find our forward fold, keeping the left toes flexed and pulling that right knee and that right thigh down. Another breath in and another breath out. Slowly rolling up, finding your vertical spine. And then again, if you're sitting on something, you can just put that to the side for now. And we try and lift the left leg, perhaps 5 times. Great, and then extending the other leg, so we have both legs extended now. Again, you might want to elevate the hips or keep bending the knees, or maybe both. Reaching your arms up once you're ready and just starting to pulse front and back up again. And then finally finding your forward fold. Perhaps you want to keep the neck lifted, or maybe you want to just drop the head. Keeping the toes flexed. Just breathing naturally. 2 more breaths. Slowly rolling up, finding your upright seat and removing something underneath the pelvis. For good now, we don't need it for the next poses. And then perhaps we want to again lift the leg, the feet, sorry, or the legs alternatively. So just one and then the other. And maybe 5 times on either side. Maybe rubbing your legs here. And then we find a reclined position, slowly rolling down on the belly. Perhaps you want to hug the knees in, maybe roll left to right. Relaxing the neck and relaxing the shoulders. And then just stepping your feet down onto the mat, arms alongside the body, palms face down. So we set up for a shoulder bridge. So just imagine you're going into a regular shoulder bridge and then walking the feet further towards, away from the pelvis. And then here we push the feet into the ground, the hands into the ground, just lifting the pelvis and back down. Just checking if you felt that more in the backs of the thighs or still in the glutes. If it was still in the glutes, then perhaps you want to walk the feet further away. Or if you feel like it was in the backs of your legs, then you're at the right position. We just work with our breath here. Taking a breath in and out. Inhale to lift the pelvis and exhale, lower. Inhale to lift and lower. Lift and lower. And last time we lift, perhaps you want to stay. And we lower all together. Perhaps you want to walk the feet mat with distance, allow the knees to fall together. Maybe plant the hands on your belly. Maybe roll the head side to side, just releasing any tension from the neck. Finding center of the back of your head again, stepping the left foot closer towards the to the pelvis, and then hugging the knee into the chest, the right knee, sorry. And then interlacing the hands behind your right thigh, extending the leg towards the sky, perhaps just flex your foot here, and keeping perhaps a generous bend in that right knee. Shoulders are relaxed. And perhaps you stay with your foot flexed now. Maybe reach the hands towards the shin. Only if you feel like there's space. We want to try and keep the lower back on the ground. So if you feel like your right sit bone is lifting way too much, we want to push the right sit bone and the lower back down into the ground. Gently releasing the right leg, hugging the left leg in, relaxing the shoulders, and then we extend the left leg towards the sky. Maybe point and flex the toes here again. And finding a position for your feet. Perhaps the hands wander up towards the shin, and again we want to push that sit bone down. So we don't want to be up here, we want to be low to the ground. Gently releasing the left leg. Maybe bringing the knees together, the feet apart. Connecting to your breath again. And perhaps you want to extend your legs, find Shavasana for a few moments. And know that you can stay here for as long as you'd like. Perhaps you want to deepen the breath now. And in your own time, no rush. Finding a seat. And perhaps bowing to body and mind for this practice that they've allowed you. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments below how the practice was for you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel to not miss out on any future videos.